What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. And yes, I just did the whole Scott Adams simultaneously sip deal on y'all. Just like this. Just take your liquid, take your coffee, and just like that, right? All right. So today I just want to talk about what I'm just seeing again. I see this all the time, and we have comic book YouTubers, and their entire livings and their entire audience is just based on them going to the comic store, spending $3.99 on a comic they know they're going to hate, like a little simp, and then coming back and going, "This is so bad! Oh my gosh!" And so I'm seeing it going all over again this morning. I'm seeing Wes from Thinking Critical whining about how bad Tom King's writing is. And it's just like, and this is why Wes hates me, because I call him out on this nonsense. He tried to do this before, and it was a very fun situation. He starts going off on why Savage Dragon is so overpriced and terrible. How could he sell a $10 comic and nobody buys it? And it was a 100-page comic for $10, and it it is also a 250th issue, big spectacular thing, and it's going to sell. It's going to sell a lot bigger than any of the people he supports, which is very funny. Um, and so I was like, dude, you don't have to just like call out names and say they're bad for team. It doesn't make sense. Let's actually talk about things that matter. And he got really mad at me and blocked me and called me names and things like that. So this is what the YouTubers do. And today he's like, Tom King comic is so bad, I can't even believe I bought it. Well, I can, because he's just buying it because he's a simp, and he's just going to be calling, you know, everything bad, but he's going to keep funding the machine anyway. And we do things a little differently over here. I'm not going to make a video about whatever Tom King's new project is. I don't care, and I don't want to promote it because why would I want to promote the corporate machine stuff? That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to do something completely different. And there's a lot of different stuff out there. Here's one right here. It's the Star Knight Saga, Book 2, Hounds of Nimrod by Bradford Walker. Bradford is one of the most stalwart good people out there. And I'm going to put all these links in the descriptions below so you can check these out yourself. And he came out with a Star Knight Saga Book 1 last year, and it is available on Amazon if you missed that. Very easy to find. It looks like you can't get a copy of it on here, which Bradford, you got to give people your Book 1 on your campaign. Otherwise there's no way for them to come back. The only people who can get into Book 2 are people who got Book 1. I shouldn't be critiquing campaigns on here, but whatever. This is something we want to support. It's good stuff. You can tell just by the art right here. It's awesome. And it's definitely a Deus Vult in space situation with awesome mechs. And this is something you want to support. I'm going to actually just throw the Book 1 link into the description also. I'll go find that in a bit. But good stuff. Next, Kickstarter, Operation Faust, 2nd edition. And yes, I back this, of course. This is by Robert Burke, and it is an awesome game. This is one of those bluffing games where you get together, and the whole point is you're trying to just like save art from Hitler or destroy the degenerate art or whatnot. And you're going through, and there's lots of bluffing, interesting stuff. Board games made in the USA, really cool stuff, and I love the theme. It's very different, and so. And I love that they have degenerate. So funny. So I can't wait to play this. This is already out as a game, and I guess this is the 2nd edition that he's printing. I went all in on this because there's another game called The Silver River, which is a beautiful sci-fi looking board game, and you get both games for that. So I figure, I'll try them both out, check it out. Want to support the cause. He's already funded, and this guy is a good guy. I'm going to actually try to interview him at some point, and talk about him here. Good stuff. And I've been board gaming a lot lately. That's you're going to see this trend now as I'm going to talk more about board games. And the reason I've been board gaming, if you go to blog this morning, it's just good, fun entertainment to do with the family. And I think it's a good thing. It's interactive. You're not staring at a screen. And I like that sort of entertainment for my family. And you should for yours too. Another one is Imperial Settlers Rise of the Empire. And this is just a pre-order on their shop. It's not a campaign. Imperial Settlers is one of my favorite games by far. It's like a card game, Euro gamey type of thing. With it's really in depth and requires a lot of strategy, and I really like that a lot. And so Rise of the Empire is like their like campaign legacy setting, so it adds to the base game. If you haven't gotten Imperial Settlers, you got to get that first. But I ordered this and pre-ordered this, and I'm looking forward to playing this. It allows you to play multiple games through a campaign, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing. I'll do a full overview of Imperial Settlers at some point because I'm in love with it. It's a really beautiful, beautiful game. And then finally, Spectacular Comics number 2. If you guys missed this yesterday, I came out with my new book. As I'm coming out with monthly comics, I am the only comic book indie guy outside of somebody who's coming out with books through in shops through like Dark Horse or something, who is coming out with monthly comics. The only person to do this. Nobody does this. And so this is the real alternative in comic books. If you're looking for something different, this is the way to go. I've got a little something for everybody in the repertoire at this point because I've got multiple series going. Spectacular Comics is my anthology series. And what I saw, and the reason I did this, is that I loved those old Steve Ditko short stories from Charlton that were in, outer space adventures and different comics in different anthologies. I love the old EC comics and their war stories and their horror stories and their romance stories. And I love Creepy and Eerie and all their short stories through there also. And I saw that there's nobody doing that in the market today. So I decided just to start writing short stories. I give them out to my Patreon subscribers first and digitally, and then I put them up on here as I compile like 4 or 5 of them for enough for a comic issue as Spectacular Comics. And this one actually features a character of mine who is this wonderful ice agent right here. And I think I'm the only person in the comic industry also brave enough to put an ice agent as a hero. Very fun. And he starred in a short story that I wrote, which is actually a prose short story, not a comic. And people were clamoring for more of this character. They loved this character. So I gave him his own comic and I put him in here. Got a little Nosferatu theme on the cover. Very fun stuff. And there's a bunch of other fun stories in here also. It's already a #1 new release. It's resonating pretty well. And look at this, 5-star ratings. Beautiful. People already read this yesterday. And I appreciate you guys reading. You guys are the best. But that's the stuff that's going to transform culture right now. That's the stuff that we need to be talking about and discussing. And that's why I put this stuff on the channel. So I hope you will check out what speaks to you. And I hope you will join me in this and stop watching these other YouTube channels that just like whine about, different comics and stuff like that. It's like, geez, I mean, how boring can you get at this point? There are so many alternatives in culture. There is no reason for you to go to a comic shop and buy a Tom King comic just to get upset with it. There's zero reason to do it. All right. We will be back soon and discussing things we love. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe button and check out some cool stuff later.